In 2012, Cardiff Council took the decision to pay all its staff the real living wage as a minimum. It's still one of the proudest votes I've taken as a councillor.
It happened because of the campaigning of young people like Emma, a student at a local sixth form college, whose mother worked for the council.
The living wage continued with cleaners here at Cardiff University who were struggling to afford the cost of living.
And voluntary sector organisations like Cyflog Cymru, who saw that the real living wage could play an important part in creating a more equal Wales.
Citizens Cymru Wales and Cardiff citizens led the Living Wage campaign when we persuaded Cardiff Council to pay the real living wage. Hundreds of people in communities like mine got a pay rise.
And in 2015, Cardiff Council became an accredited living wage employer. We've championed the living wage through our socially responsible procurement policy and our accreditation support scheme.
It was our trainees and our youngsters that fell outside of our living wage bracket. These individuals are invested in their future and we took the decision to invest in them. For us it meant adjusting the pay of one or two of our younger members of staff to bring them up to the level, and it was very affordable and effective for us to take this step.
Our vision, our reason for existence is to make a difference to people's lives, homes and communities. And when we thought about that, we thought, well, and that applies to our staff as well. Why would we not pay people the real living wage? So we pay the real living wage across care, catering, cleaning, maintenance, housing, everything that we do, reflected in our vision, making a difference.
1 in 5 workers in Wales don't earn enough for their families to live with dignity. The real living wage would help to lift those families out of in-work poverty.
We want everybody in Cardiff to earn enough to really live, not just survive. So in 2018, we brought together a cross-sector group of people to develop a really ambitious plan for making Cardiff a living wage city.
The businesses in Cardiff talk to one another. We're quite collegiate, even those that we technically compete with. And I know that we're not alone in being a living wage employer. It's commonplace here. I could see how the city could easily gain that accreditation if it was properly coordinated. And I was chuffed really to be the representative of the private sector in the group that pulled that off.
And in November last year, Cardiff became the first major urban area in the UK to earn living wage city status.
Dim ond trwy gydweithio cryf y cyflawnon ni hyn, gyda chydweithio rhagorol rhwng y sector gyhoeddus, sector breifat a'r sector wirfoddol yng Nghaerdydd.
In the years since becoming a living wage city, over 2,000 people working in Cardiff have had a poverty-busting pay rise as a result of their organisation deciding to accredit as a living wage employer.
Hugger decided to become a real living wage employer because we value the staff team that we have as an organisation. We recognise that we expect staff to work really hard for the organisation and that they give their all to what they do here. And what we don't want them to do is to worry about where their next meal's coming from or whether they can afford to pay their rent or whether they can actually live a reasonable life. If we're employing people, we expect people to be able to survive properly on the money that we pay people.
The support from the Hugger as paying us the living wage makes a huge impact in my life socially. I'm able to socialise with my friends, I'm able to have a nice balanced family life with my children and my wife, and I'm able to enjoy and benefit things outside of my work life.
Cardiff is now number 3 in major regional cities in the UK in terms of number of living wage accredited employers and those who receive the real living wage.
Dwi wedi clywed nifer fawr iawn o straeon am y gwahaniaeth mae cael codiad cyflog i'r cyflog byw yn ei wneud i drigolion Caerdydd ac yn enwedig i bobl ifanc.
It means I don't have to budget, it means me and my partner can go out more, we can treat the kids.
Dyn ni fel cyngor gyda'n partneriaid ni yn awyddus i annog mwy a mwy o busnesau o bob maint i dalu'r cyflog byw ac i achredu fel cyflogwyr cyflog byw. We now have 117 accredited employers in Cardiff. That's around 46% of the Welsh total, and we're well on our way to reaching our target of 150 accredited employers by 2022. The accreditation of the Cardiff and Vale University Health Board recently means that there are now 49,000 workers in Cardiff receiving, at minimum, the real living wage. And around 7,000 of those have received a pay rise up to the living wage. So I'd encourage local authorities across the country to accredit as living wage employers, and as we have done in Cardiff, take the initiative to make your city, your town, your county a living wage area.